Welcome back to the Iron Insight. Thank you for starting your week off right with the Iron Insight every Monday morning at 4 a.m. Today, we don't have Andrew, the co-host. He's getting hitched. He's getting married. So completely understandable. But we have Camden Mills. How's it going, Camden?
Good. Here on a
So,
Saturday morning.
yeah. So you and I, we have a crazy coincidental connection. Do you want to explain it or do you want me to?
I guess we could both explain it a little bit. I know Bryn mainly through Instagram, but I didn't know that I had close friends, familial ties to Bryn. My fiance is uh, family friends with Bryn's. Is it aunt?
Yeah, it's my aunt.
Yeah, so his aunt. So I see his aunt all the time, and she talks about him. And I was like, wait a minute, I know him. I follow him on Instagram, so that's how we know each other.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember like over a year ago, she was like, "Oh, my best friend's daughter's, I think it was boyfriend at the time, because now you're engaged, right?
Yeah,
Congratulations."
thank you.
And yeah, that's how she showed me you. And then I was like, "Oh, well, Zen follows him. Zen must know him. Welds by Zen. We
Hmm.
had him on the podcast too, and he talked about you as well. And something funny about Zen is in that episode he said he put out a challenge. He said Arizona has the best welders in the U.S. Would you agree?
um, I would agree to a certain extent. I do see a lot of some heavy hitting welders in Arizona, um, and I see them on Instagram all the time. And I hit the follow button, and turns out that they are all in Arizona. But there's some really good welders in California too that I've seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Arizona's big into like, for some reason, it seems like y'all have the most like custom off road 4x4
Yeah,
manufacturing
it's
companies.
it's huge out here. A lot bigger than I thought it was before I moved out here. So, yeah.
That'd be, when I got out of welding school, I was thinking like, I need something like that. I need it, or like Austin Hill and Johnny Dabbs, like a custom performance exhaust and
Oh yeah.
manifolds and stuff like that is what I thought. But I'm in Nebraska. There's nothing close. um, and yeah, but before you were a welder, you wanted to be a nurse, right?
Yeah, I actually went to community college down in Huntington Beach, California to become a nurse. So, I went to Golden West College and took my prereq classes to get into their nursing program. And long
You
story
there?
short, I ended up getting like screwed over by a counselor. I took a different route, and I just got a couple degrees in science and social science and stuff like that. So yeah,
And are you from California?
yeah, born and raised Orange County.
Huh. And yeah, so a nurse. What made the career?
I guess you could say it was the whole counselor and the classes and stuff like that. It kind of threw me off. I was told that after all these years of schooling and these credits that I was not going to have a degree and that I would be on a wait list for a nursing program. And so I ended up going a different route and just getting a couple associate's degrees. And then after that, I needed money, so I found a job at a shop. So at first, I was just sweeping the floors and running errands, and I was on top of my work. And they ended up placing me in the fabrication shop because I needed stuff to do. I ended up just cutting a bunch of metal for the welders, and that's kind of how I shifted from nursing to being in a shop.
Was that still in California?
Yeah, that was in California. Yeah.
What kind of work did they do there?
It's kind of morbid, but they made crematory stuff.
Oh dang!
Yeah. So they made the furnaces, the body racks, the hydraulic scissor lift tables, stuff like that.
What material was it made out of?
Oh, just a whole bunch of mild steel, nothing fancy. There was a couple stainless like body pans and stuff like that. So
That's crazy, dude. So
yeah,
that was your first job in the industry,
yeah, first job actually. Yeah,
and did you stay that right now? Are you with Westcott Designs? Is that what it's called?
yeah. I'm at Westcott Designs right now currently.
Yeah. Is that your second job in the industry?
Third job. Yeah, third job welding.
What was in between the
Um,
morbid shop and
so after the crematory place, I ended up getting a job offer from a company called RB Components down in Santa Fe. I kind of helped run their fabrication department. They needed help running a laser and a press brake and overseeing a welder and stuff like that. So I kind of took that job on for I think I worked there for 8 months, and it was all aluminum.
Mm.
So it was all aluminum TIG welding. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, so I actually was gonna ask you, you have you posted a lot of like carbon steel MIG and DC TIG, but um, if you go back far enough, you got some slick aluminum welds. Is
Yeah.
that do you get to do that now still with Westcott?
But very rarely. We sell a couple aluminum products that are actually welded, um, which would be our like roof racks and ladders. Um, but other than that, it's mainly just cut and like powder coated. So
Yeah,
only like the ladder tops are actually welded. But yeah, those are only rarely. It's all just steel.
yeah. I I saw you did the oh man, yeah, it's Overkill Racing chassis. You did
Oh yeah.
the tubercane, but you MIG welded it. I'd never seen that before.
So
Uh,
it's actually funny. That actually wasn't their tubercane. I actually just put that together at work because we had an issue with our gas supplier and crappy MIG gas mixes. And we were just messing around with a whole bunch of settings and just trying to dial it in. And I posted it up because it looked cool. And he reached out and was like, dude, I needed to send you one. I was like, heck yeah, I'm down.
yeah, theirs is. I think theirs is out of chromoly, but I think there's a couple different materials. And do you guys weld anything out of chromoly?
No, it's DOM tubing and HREW. That's our like main slider components.
Do y'all run 030?
Yep, 030. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, dude. That's yeah. And you run a Miller, right?
Yeah, the Millermatic 252.
And what about TIG?
TIG, we run the Dynasty 280, I think it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you use like Furic or Edge or just regular cups?
The shop uses Furic Jazzy 10s,
Mm.
but I upgraded to the BBW 12.
Huh.
I like it a lot better, a little bit more gas coverage.
And do you work with anybody else that posts on social media?
I don't work with anybody. I just post on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, like Zen, I can't remember who Zen said he works with that also has a pretty big following, and I
Oh, I
thought it
work
was
with Mig Slayer.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah,
Mixlayer
yeah, yeah,
DB. Yeah, he's
yeah.
that's a
The OG weld porn Mig guy.
yeah, that's a pretty good guy to work with.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah, and do you like the MIG like TIG style? Like, could you see yourself in this section of the industry for the rest of your career?
I think so. I definitely like pretty welds over like structural,
Yeah,
more standard, stick over everything type of
yeah.
welding. I definitely like the pretty stuff for sure.
And with that MIG like TIG style, a lot of people, I don't know, I'm sure you probably get some comments like, oh, that shit's cold. This weld's trash. You're doing everything wrong.
Dude,
Stuff
on
like that.
everything I post, yeah, you didn't do it right. That'll never hold. You're not supposed to pull. It's hilarious.
Yeah, like, I mean, the thing that really changed I wasn't one of those guys, but I was like, well, damn, that is pretty cold. And I said that to Zen, and Zen said, he was like, look, I weld steel bumpers. Most trucks nowadays come with plastic bumpers. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's a fucking valid point.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy that a lot of things have gone from a lot stronger composition things to a lot weaker, and people overlook that when it comes to like fabricating parts and stuff like that. A lot of our stuff is way overkill,
Yeah.
and they think it's just weak because it looks pretty.
So out of what you typically run or what you have ever ran, what's your favorite process? Because you're pretty nice with it on most of it.
I'm not gonna lie, I love MIG, dude. I know that MIG gets a lot of hate, but when you can do it, at the level that we do, it's super satisfying and it's fun for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Is everybody at your shop that you work at like? Is there one guy that wants to run structural, or do they want cosmetically nice welds?
For the most part, I think everyone there does want cosmetic type welds. We do have an older guy that we work with. He used to be aerospace,
Mm,
so he's not the biggest fan of, oh, it has to be, perfect and look pretty. He's more of like an old head where he's stuck in the old ways.
yeah,
But
yeah, it's
he enjoys what he does, so that's cool. Yeah.
yeah. Is
He's
it
there.
per?
I think he's there for like 70 hours a week, dude. He's crazy. He works all day, every day.
Yeah, what's the schedule like? Because you said you work, or you're typically there at 4:45 working.
Yeah, so they're super flexible with scheduling. They have their hours of operation as long as you get your 8 hours within those hours. They don't mind. And I kind of start super early so I can escape the heat. So
Yeah.
I start at
Oh,
like 4:50 and I'm out of there by like 1:30.
yeah. I'd imagine in Arizona, you probably want to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
especially in the summers.
yeah, you came from California though. Like, have you ever had a winter?
Yeah, I had a win last winter. It was really nice out here.
What do you mean? No, like a like a
Oh,
cold
like
cold
a
winter.
cold winter with
Yeah.
snow? No, never.
Yeah, I'd probably die welding in the Arizona heat, to be honest,
Oh, I
because
do every day.
well, we're used to. I mean, we get like 4 months out of the year. It's pretty cold, so
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to handle that. I don't think. Is it climate controlled, that shop?
No,
Oh,
it
damn.
is not,
But
unfortunately, but it's
but
okay.
yeah, that is cool though that they let you work
Yeah.
whatever hours as long as they're in the hours of operation.
Yeah, they're super
Um,
they're super cool.
what made you move to Arizona?
Um the pay, I guess you could say. Cuz I was working for that RB place in California and I had only been there for 8 months and I usually like to stick to a place a year, a couple of years just to um get acclimated to the shop and get used to whatever processes they use and stuff like that. And I've got like commitment issues, and I like to, stay where I'm at and tough it out and get good at what I do. And Westcott posted on Instagram that they were looking for somebody that's really good at MIG and TIG, and at the time I was like, hey, maybe I could have a spot there, and I sent over some pictures because at the time I was in a different state
Hmm.
and they said, when can you start? Like, we want you. And so I flew out, took a test, proved that the pictures that I sent were mine, and started 2 weeks later, pretty much.
Damn, you took that risk of flying out to take a
I
weld
did. I took
test.
that risk. It paid off.
Yeah, it did pay off.
Yeah.
How far is that from where you guys?
It's about a 6-hour drive normally without any traffic
That's not too
back
bad.
home. Yeah.
And in your career so far, when you think of people that have helped guide you and taught you the most, who have been some of those mentors?
Um, I've actually had nobody teach me anything. I'm actually all self-taught. Um, Up until Westcott, I think Donnie gave me a couple tips here and there, MIG Slayer. But before then, I was all self-taught. Taught myself how to MIG, taught myself how to TIG. Because at the American or the crematory place, I just picked it up at lunch because I was just a shop help at the time. So
Damn,
yeah,
you hear a lot of the successful stories of from guys like you that picked it up at lunch. Just yeah, I mean
I
that's
guess it's
pretty
a
wild.
passion thing. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys who like are super interested in it and really want to learn it, they'll just pick it up and do it themselves.
Huh. And when you guys are TIG welding, do you guys pulse?
Yeah, so we do a root and a cat pass, and the cat pass is auto pulse on the
Mm,
TIG welder.
yeah. That's so your material is normally pretty clean. Are you the one that preps it, or you does it come to you prepped?
It comes prepped,
Nice.
especially for the TIG welded products. They get ran through a tube polisher and stuff like that. But the MIG welded products that are HREW tubing, those come unprepped, oily, covered in crap. So we gotta acetone those down, clean them up, give them a nice bevel. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that they go through tube polisher. That's like for me before this job. This is my second job in the industry, but at the previous shop I worked at, it was mass fabrication just for Case New Holland, John Deere, Caterpillar, like
Oh, nice.
farm equipment. So it was like throw some shit down and make it stick.
Yep.
Of course, some of those companies that I just named had like higher standards than others, but
Did you enjoy working at those places?
hell no.
No.
No, so it was horrible pay. But here's the
Mm.
thing: is I was 16, and our local high school kind of works as like a trade high school,
Oh,
like
okay.
they call it the academy. So you can choose anything from um, a police officer to criminal justice, like lawyer to uh, landscaping to.
Oh,
I
nice.
wanted to go into concrete and roofing.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and they were like, because the freshman year, you choose a bunch of the pathways that you would like to do and you test all year, like personality tests and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I had nothing going freshman year. And I was like, I was like, roofing, concrete, and a bunch of other shit. And then my fifth one out of my top five was welding, and I was like, I don't know what to put for five, but my dad welded in high school, so I'll put that. and
Nice.
and they
Cool.
threw me in there. And then when it comes to your junior year, they're like, do you want a job in the industry? And it's a pretty big industry town,
Yeah.
so you get an apprenticeship, and that's how I got there. And then I stayed there till I was 18, 2.5 years, and then man, I wasn't gonna leave. It was a pretty big risk for me to leave. Like
Mm.
my dad had been there since he was 18, and now he's like 51, and he's still there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, well, he climbed the ranks. He's not a grunt anymore like me,
Yeah.
but but it was, yeah. I left, and then but what I left for is now Dramco Tool. It's a machine shop, and now that I get to weld on milled surfaces, like
Oh, so much more enjoyable than
yeah,
the super
it's
crappy thick stuff, huh?
yeah. It's it was a world of difference. So yeah, that's cool that they run that through tube polisher before.
Oh yeah, it's really
It
nice for sure.
is it a pretty big company?
It's a smaller scale company. They've only been in business for 5 years, but they're booming and they need help. We're actually looking for a MIG welder, so anybody in Arizona that wants to come test, come do it.
Is it in Phoenix or where's it at?
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, anybody in Arizona? I wonder I wonder, yeah, we do have a pretty big audience in Arizona. I think
Heck
it's our
yeah.
biggest like western state. But
Nice.
no, yeah, that'd be cool. That's We have a company called Rock Hard 4x4 like 20 minutes north of me,
Hmm.
but I don't think it's on like the cosmetic level. I don't think it would be too fun
Mm.
working at. But they're always hiring.
Oh,
I
there you
just
go.
but yeah, that's a cool section of the industry. And you have plenty of options in Arizona if you were to ever want to leave.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where his end's at. He's actually talking about moving up here
Oh,
to
really?
yeah, to
Oh, heck
Oklahoma
yeah.
though.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, he was texting me. He's like, "Are tornadoes as bad as they seem?" Because we're right in Tornado Alley.
No, they're like totally chill, nothing to worry about.
So you didn't go to school for welding then, which
No,
is
I did not.
damn,
Yeah.
completely. So how long were you at that crematorium place?
I was there for almost 2 years.
Oh damn! So
Yeah.
you had quite a bit of time on lunches to
Hmm.
learn,
Yeah.
enough to get you another job. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was
All
fun.
self
I
taught.
enjoyed that job for sure.
So you got into welding just for, I mean, kind of like I mean, not coincidental, but by luck. You just needed money.
Yeah, I just I needed money and I got a job in a shop just sweeping the floors and running errands, and it looked cool. Everyone that was doing it, I was like, that's badass. I want to try that. And, picked up the MIG gun at lunch, and like a week later they were like, hey, you want to stick some stuff together? And I was like, yep. And then they just stuck me on some small stuff at first and just went from there.
What's the pay like for welders in California? Pretty good.
I guess it would be good, especially for just a production shop MIG welder. It paid pretty decent, so I would say California does pay adequately. I would say.
Yeah, yeah. I had a buddy that just graduated from UTI for
Oh,
welding.
okay.
That's a UTI, Universal Technical. Yeah,
Hmm.
but he was like, "You think I should move states?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know. I don't know what kind of part of the industry you want to go into, but yeah, UTI is. I don't even know. That's a huge school. I did a video for them one time. I don't think they liked it though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a 2 month long process because if I used it like a different term, a term that I don't know, like they had a script, but if I used "we are the best," something like that,
Hmm.
then it would be legal team would shut it down. So they were
No
like, you have
way.
to say they are the best. Like I was outside saying it, which I was,
Huh.
but yeah, it was interesting.
That's
what
funny.
what have been some of the hardships in your career so far?
Hardships in my career. I guess like moving forward in a shop or a business, I noticed that a lot of shops do have their set crew and the guys in, the top of the business and stuff like that. You kind of, no matter how good you are or whatever, you're not going to replace the guy that's been there for 20 years,
Hmm.
let's just say. Um, I guess that would be the biggest hardship that I've run into is, no matter how hard you work, that sometimes businesses don't want to uh, look at you as better than a guy that's been there forever, stuff
Hmm.
like that. So
And do you, in the future, like long term, do you see yourself still welding, or do you want to climb the ranks out of the shop like you were kind of talking about?
that's a good question. I don't ever see myself not welding, but I do like it's a dangerous job and it does take a toll on your health and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I guess eventually it would be cool to be like a CWI or a QC person at a shop or at a business that does stuff like that. I think that would be really
Right.
cool. But you know,
Yeah. I always thought it would be cool to get your CWI and get more into NDT and inspection and stuff like that.
yeah,
Which at this shop I've gotten to do a little bit of NDT like dye pen and stuff like that, but definitely I want to get into that more. And
yeah,
I want to get involved with the AWS, but it's hard in Nebraska. We have one chapter and it's 2.5 hours from me. But
dang,
if I was on the west part of the state, then it's like 7 hours
oh
away
wow,
from all them. So,
yeah,
but yeah, CWI, CWE, something like that, or CWS. I don't know too much about it, but it's a certified welding supervisor, and they kind
hmm.
of go into like your overhead, the price breakdown of everything, how you can
Oh
make sure it's
okay,
profiting. I think that would be cool
gotcha.
too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I haven't looked too far into it just because I'm enjoying what I'm doing now, but I
Right.
think, down the line it would be kind of cool to inspect for sure.
Yeah, level up.
Hmm.
uh yeah, so Meg Slayer, he works there, and I think it was one of his stories. It said like training day or something like that, and it had like you and like five other guys tagged.
Uh-huh.
So like, does this guy train five people at once?
No, we were kind of just because at the time we had picked up a MIG welder. He's on Instagram too. You guys can check him out. His name's Graham Krivenek. And we picked him up as like a lower level MIG guy, and he kind of picked up a whole bunch of stuff from Donnie and learned a lot from him. And he's actually insane now. You guys can check his Instagram, but yeah, he does kind of help and teach people there. That's kind of what he does too.
Huh? He's how long has he been there?
Donnie's been there for I think 3 years total. A little
Oh,
bit off and
dang.
on. He was working remote for a bit too, welding from home.
So
So
working at a company that is relatively new into the game, like 5 years, right?
mhm.
It, have you noticed it being better than working for a company that's pre-existed for a while?
Yes and no. Like there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of learning at a business that's a little bit newer, but it is better because there's a little bit more appreciation for their people.
Hmm.
Because at a bigger company, you're kind of just,
A
in the
number.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too because this machine shop that I work at, they were just a machine shop and they'd been open since 1978, but this
Oh,
welding
wow.
side has only been open for 3 years.
Mm.
So it's nice that they like appreciate us, but it's rough that they don't understand what we do.
Yeah, that part for sure. There's definitely a lot of businesses that have welding going on. They don't really know what goes on or how to do it, or stuff like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot in the back end that they can't understand, but um so what's the goal with posting on social media, posting the welds? Just having fun or want to monetize it?
Yeah, just kind of having fun. It'd be cool to monetize it and have a little bit of, extra income. Who wouldn't
Yeah.
want that? But yeah, I just did it just because I liked what I did, and I was proud of it, so I posted
Yeah.
it for others to see. And at first, like, you can go back to my Instagram, all the aluminum stuff was only liked by, family, friends, and it never really got anywhere. It didn't reach any audience or anything like that. And then I posted like a reel, and then other people started following and checking it
Yeah.
out, and I started reaching other people outside of like close friends and family on Instagram and stuff like that. So
Yeah, the reels are key. If you could have one sponsor, like dream number one sponsor, who would it be?
oh, that's a heavy question, dude. I don't know. Anyone really, I guess. Maybe like an equipment company. Maybe like Furic would be cool. I know like do you have a sponsorship with Edge?
Yeah, Edge and Everlast.
Yeah, Edge is cool. They have a bunch of cool products. I like their like MIG nozzle. Nobody kind of ever touched like aftermarket MIG products, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, stuff like that would be
Yeah,
cool.
that was the MIG nozzle was with Weld Zombie, if you know who that is.
I've heard of them. Yeah, yeah.
He runs a like 052 flux core, and
Oh, sick.
he wanted he wanted a glass MIG nozzle, which is pretty insane. Like to think about that wasn't
Right?
even an idea because
Yeah,
he's
nobody
probably
nobody
running
was
hotter.
doing that.
Yeah, he's doing structural steel beams. I mean, it's hotter than hell. But yeah, I'm with Edge and Everlast. Speaking of Everlast, have you ever been to FabTech?
I haven't. No. Seems
Any
really cool
plans?
though.
Yeah,
No, no plans, dude. Traveling's expensive, and taking time off work, stuff like that. It's a pain
yeah.
in the butt.
This year's in Florida, but next year is closer to you. It's in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, might have to go next year then.
yeah. Normally, I think it was supposed to be in Vegas a couple times ago, but PRI was there or
Mm.
SEMA or something like that
Ah,
at the time. But yeah, FabTech is crazy.
yeah.
Like,
It seems really cool. All the videos I see on it, it just looks so much fun.
yeah, it's like everything. I don't know. It's like they push the welders into kind of a little corner because they know we're there to like network with like Blue Demon, Edge, Everlast, like
Mm.
all
Yeah.
those companies over there. And then there's like I think it's like 60,000 people go every year or something like
Dang.
that. It's insane, but they know that we're not there to buy that $2 million laser over there, like
Oh, no way.
stuff like that. So it's like they kind of give us a corner.
Yeah, right.
But
Well, are
no, it's
the what percentage of the attendees like? What are they there for? Is it mainly equipment and stuff like that, or
yeah. So they typically like split it into three halls is what they call it, and one hall is finishing, so like powder coat, sandblasting,
mm,
stuff like that. One hall is like lasers, tube benders, press brakes, and iron workers, stuff like
just heavy,
that. Like
heavy equipment and stuff like that?
yeah, and then they have welding and fabrication, and sometimes like anybody you can think of, like Furix there, Edge is there, Everlast, Blue Demon, Lincoln, Miller, Feronius, ESOB, all the welders, and then there's also like gloves or like
Mm.
a Cougar, or not a Cougatron. That's the company that we use, but pacifiers. If you've ever used that,
I haven't.
it's like a brush that you dip in this like acidic solution.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've used one maybe like once or twice at another job.
Yeah, there's like companies with that and stuff. It's stuff you would never imagine. Like, I don't know. It's just insane, dude. You huge. Some people like, those companies are spending. It's $1,000 a square foot for a booth,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's with like no carpet pad.
Uh-huh.
Like if there's uh, some of the bigger companies like Trump or Amada, stuff like that,
Yeah.
they'll have crazy carpet pad, and you got to wear comfortable shoes because you're walking around so like all day for like 4 days straight,
Yeah.
and it's huge. And then you get into a huge company's booth, they have like the nicest carpet pad that's just sinks in like it feels like heaven. And because they know like people are going to come there because their feet are killing.
Yeah, they just
And
want you to stand there and watch.
yeah, everybody's like giving out free stuff, and companies just bring the best of the best of what they got that year, and it's just insane to watch. Like there was a transformer that one company brought, like a literal. It was like Optimus Prime,
Oh,
like life
really?
size. It was just huge.
Dang.
Yeah, I can't remember what I want to say they said 200,000 tons last year
That it
of
weighed
no, just of equipment
of
that was brought
equipment
into
at
the
the.
show.
Dang, that's insane.
Yeah, it's like yeah, like I said, $1,000 a square foot, and I think the minimum is like a 5 by 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's like 15 grand or whatever, and it's just crazy. How
Yeah.
far are you from Vegas?
Um, I want to say like 5 hours. I don't
Oh,
think
that's
I've
not bad
mapped.
at
Yeah,
all.
I don't think I've mapped it out completely, but I don't think it's more than like 5 or 6 hours.
Huh? That might be
Yeah.
might be worth it.
Right.
Even if you just make it up for one day, dude. It's
Yeah.
not enough time to see everything, but like you'll understand. Like it'll probably make you want to go again.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'm stuck in the loop now.
Yeah. Right.
Ever since Atlanta. If it goes back to Atlanta, I'm skipping it though.
What?
Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of Atlanta. Like
No.
I didn't think the food was all that good. There was not many like tourist things to do.
Uh.
But Chicago, I would live in Chicago
Really?
probably. Yeah, it was so much fun. We saw the Blue Man Group, went on a speedboat tour of Lake Michigan, the Navy Pier with the, what's that called? Like the Ferris wheel, huge
Oh, okay.
Ferris wheel.
Nice.
I don't know. That city just feels different.
That
Like,
sounds like a good trip right there.
yeah, and that's the biggest Fab Tech too. That's because their convention center, the McCormick Convention Center, is like one of the biggest in the world.
Dang.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's like pretty life changing. So you said the company's pretty big, Westcott Designs.
Yeah.
How many people, like roughly, if you didn't know the number?
Um, on the manufacturing side, I think there's only like I want to say maybe 10 to 12 of us in the manufacturing welding shop. But they've got a lift shop, CNC shop, powder shop, uh, shipping, receiving, sales. Like they've got a whole bunch of different units where the business is actually located that they operate out of. But manufacturing, I think there's only like 12 of us.
And so is it like one main supervisor that supervisor that oversees you guys, or is it like you got foreman on the shop floor or something like that?
We've got like a shop manager. He runs the laser and oversees the prep guys and just kind of makes sure that everything else is running smoothly. There's really no helicopter, I guess you could say, over our heads, but there is someone there managing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's pretty cool. It sounds like a pretty chill company.
it is. They're very understanding for sure with the heat and what we're doing, and they're like, take your breaks, don't take your time, make sure it looks good, stuff like that. So
Is it like family owned and operated, or?
yeah, so the The CEO runs a business with his wife. He used to have his son work in manufacturing with us, running a time saver and stuff like that. So they are very family oriented.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
How did he get into this business?
He actually worked for Toyota corporate. I don't know how
Damn.
long, but I know he worked for corporate Toyota, and he just corporate wasn't his thing, and he branched off and took the knowledge that he knew about Toyota and their products and how big the overland and off-roading stuff was in AZ, and he took it and ran. Yeah, and his
Speaking of,
goal was to like make the most badass stuff and make it look the prettiest and just run the market. So that's what he's trying to do.
yeah, that's cool. Speaking of foreign vehicle companies, do you still have your E30?
I do. It's rotting in the garage right now, I will admit, but I still have it.
That's one of the I'd say that's one of the better things about the like California or Arizona is you guys don't have snow, so you don't have salt on the roads that deteriorates your
Yeah,
vehicle like none other.
yeah. My, the undercarriage is actually pretty mint for a 30-some-year-old car.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
pretty clean, dude. And I
thank you.
saw you got a buddy with the E32, right? With a red convertible one, right?
Yeah, he actually just sold that one, and
Oh,
yeah, he's got a brown one though. He's got a brown hardtop. But yeah, that's my buddy. We go way back. He's one of my best friends. I've known him as far as I can, remember.
damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are clean, dude. That I like California's car scene is pretty cool.
yeah. Definitely enjoyed it while I was there for sure.
Was that your first car?
No, my first car was a Ranger, Ford Ranger. It was a '93. It had like 60K on it.
Nice.
Thing was mint.
And driving in California is pretty crazy. And like I know like what age did you get your license there?
As soon as I could. So I started driving at like
Yeah.
15. Got my permit at 15 and a half, license at 16.
Isn't it pretty like common for a kid like 16 not to get a license?
You mean common to get a license or not to?
I feel like it's common for them not to get a license in California.
I don't
Like
even know. I always see, or when I was still living there, I always saw such young people driving, where it made me question: Are they allowed? Are they allowed to drive? I mean, myself included. I was, a junior in high school, driving a car, to and from everywhere. So,
Damn. Yeah, for us here it's like if you live out of city limits, then you can start driving at 14. You can drive to school.
oh
Um
really?
yeah,
Oh no way.
cuz it's like I don't know if a farm kid lives too far out of city limits that his parents don't want to go that
Yeah,
far, then yeah, he's allowed to drive like the farm truck or something
yeah. I guess I
that
never
way.
like thought of more rural areas like that.
Yeah.
I guess it is more common for younger people to be driving.
Yeah. And so you're from Cali, you live in Arizona. Could you see yourself moving back or moving out of Arizona?
I guess I'm just following the money for what I do, so I can see myself pretty much anywhere in a state that's tolerable.
What makes a state considered tolerable?
Oh, what doesn't make it tolerable? I guess you could go politics, weather,
Yeah.
economy, stuff like that. All the factors that kind of play into how your quality of life would be.
Yeah. No, I feel like Arizona's is a
Yeah,
pretty
it's a
like
good state.
I don't know anybody that says, "Oh man, I hate Arizona." You know, that yeah. I mean, a lot of snowbirds there. Like my grandparents. I don't know if you've met them, but
I don't
they
think I have, no.
yeah they go down there during the winter here.
Nice.
Yeah. What out of your career so far? What has been your favorite project that you've been able to work on or well?
My favorite project, I guess, would be I made this really cool like rear door rack with like a molly panel on the back of it and stuff like that. And I was R&Ding it with the engineer over at RB because I took on all like the R&D and the new products and made everything from scratch. We had no fixtures. So I really enjoyed that job because I was able to actually like fabricate, and use a tape measure and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I guess that would be my favorite, most memorable project for sure.
Yeah, now that you bring that up, that was something that was like the main reason I left my previous job was because, dude, I had to relearn or reteach myself how to use a tape measure, like for the 3 weeks, my last 3 weeks at that company. Like I would just walk up, measure the table fast. That's whatever,
Yeah,
52 and a quarter, something like that.
right.
Because I was like, that job was so mind numbing, just mass production, quantity
Yeah,
over quality, put it in a fixture. But
yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. RB, that sounds so familiar. What was it? RB Automation? Is that what you said?
Santa Fe Springs in
Huh.
California.
What kind of work they do?
It's actually very similar to what I do now. They make Sprinter vans, and they convert them to RV campers and like overland vehicles. So they get
That's
rock
pretty cool.
sliders, roof racks, ladders, molly panel racks, and the interiors are completely redone to be livable. Bathroom, shower,
Damn.
countertops, you name it. It was really fun. I enjoyed working there for sure.
Do, do they have an Instagram?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just RB Components.
Is it pretty big or no?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty big company. Yeah.
That's, I swear I've seen something like that. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And Santa Fe, I don't know where Santa Fe's at. Is that like,
It's like Orange County.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like a little
Well,
industrial city in California.
I mean, dude, I feel like every time, I haven't been to Cali in a long time actually. Uh,
It's actually like 20 minutes from your aunt.
oh, really?
It's like 20 minutes
I,
south from your aunt. So
I
you'd be
haven't been
there.
there since like 2018, I want to say, which 6 years ago I'd have been 13. But yeah, so in Cali, when I'm driving, when we're going anywhere with them, we used to go to this Italian place called like Papa Lucci's or something.
Hmm.
I don't remember where that was at, but it was in a different city. But when you drive from city to city in Cali, like you can't tell.
Oh yeah.
I At least I can't tell. I mean, it was so weird because like if I'm gonna go to the nearest city here, I'm gonna drive 20 minutes through the corn and then
Mm.
hit that city eventually.
Yeah,
But
in California, it's all city. So you're driving up one road 20 minutes, and you pass two or three cities.
yeah,
So
I,
it's
I
it's
did
very
like
interconnected.
I did like San Francisco though. I went there. We went there for a couple days after the last time we went to see my cousins and that. But
Nice.
San Francisco was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely
It,
a lot of people hate on it because it's full of homeless and stuff like that. But it is a pretty city.
I don't know. I think it's probably because I was a kid. Like I didn't notice all the homeless people. Besides
Yeah, true.
one, because my brother was playing tag with one of them. I remember him. But and then we were at a Walgreens and somebody robbed it.
Oh,
But
nice.
other than that, dude, I think San Francisco was great. Just the history, Alcatraz, Golden Gate Bridge. I like, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. But we got about 45 minutes of good footage. Here's something we ask every guest before we end the podcast. What is your favorite genre of music to listen to while you work or weld?
This is gonna sound crazy, but I don't listen to anything while I'm welding.
No.
Yeah, all 8 hours every day. I don't have anything in my ears.
Oh my gosh.
I know
Like,
it helps me keep my tempo. I like to listen to the shop. I don't know. Yeah, I don't listen to music.
dude, you're a maniac. Like, not a podcast or anything?
No, nothing.
Oh my goodness. Is
Yeah.
that by choice or do they like not want you to wear earbuds or a speaker or nothing?
No, that's by choice. Everyone there, I think I'm the only guy that doesn't have an ear pod or nothing going on.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is tough.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, Camden. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
appreciate the invite.
for
Yeah,
joining us.
I had a blast.